Hello everybody, War Wizard here, back with another Mortal Kombat video. Today, I'm going to go over my thoughts on the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. So to start off, I know it had some controversy at launch. There was a couple online modes missing, like lobbies and stuff like that. I know a lot of people wanted ranked play. The online play in general was pretty rough. A lot of input lag, especially on PlayStation 5. For some reason, the PS5 version has really bad input lag. Every other system is actually pretty good, but PC is by far the best. And then online, for some reason online, the audio will just bug out really bad. Digital Eclipse, the people that made this game, were very transparent from the get-go. They have been letting us know pretty much every single day since the game launched that they're working on a patch, they're aware of these issues, and so far they have fixed a lot of stuff, including the input delay on PlayStation. Now, it's not perfect, but it's getting there. They're listening to us. They already added lobbies. They added combos into the move list. Now, you could argue all this stuff should have been in the game from the get-go, and I agree. But at the same time, WB... Now, I know Digital Eclipse is not NetherRealm, but WB is the publisher again, and you know damn well WB forced them to release this game before it was ready because they need the money. I guarantee you Digital Eclipse was trying so hard to have the release date for this game next year. Now, I believe there's two reasons WB forced them to release it this year. First reason, I believe the next NetherRealm game is going to be next year. More than likely. Second reason, they need money. Like, really bad. It sucks that it's getting such negative press because this game is actually really good. You take away all the issues that they've basically already fixed, right? It only took them a couple of days to fix everything, basically. I get there's still some issues, but this should be a dream come true for us Mortal Kombat fans. If you play offline, let me show you guys something. It has the original arcade Mortal Kombat game. How else would you play basically an exact port of the arcade version of the original Mortal Kombat on home consoles now, next gen consoles? They have the Sega Genesis version, the Super Nintendo version, the Game Boy, the arcade version of Mortal Kombat 2, the Sega Genesis version, the 32X version, Super Nintendo version again, Game Boy, arcade MK3. They have basically every single classic Mortal Kombat game all put into one. The arcade version of Mortal Kombat 4, and it works pretty well. I mean, there's Special Forces, there's Sub-Zero Mythologies Here, let me show you guys. You go to the game settings, look at all the modern controls. Like, start with 1,000 lives. You can rewind if you make a mistake, because this game is notorious for being difficult because the controls were so bad. But now we have these modern controls that make everything so much better. So now you can play Sub-Zero Mythologies, which actually has a pretty good story. It was just the gameplay that wasn't good, but now the gameplay is actually updated, so it's not so much of a headache. This game's still trash. But, I mean, it's there for people who have never played it. The Game Boy advanced versions of Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. Sorry, but I get they. You have every right to criticize the game, right? But you can't sit there and tell me you guys didn't overreact a little bit. I truly believe people overreacted, saying the game is a failure, it's going to be a bust, and oh, there's no ranked, and all this. Like, why does every single video game need to be so try hard nowadays? Don't get me wrong, I was asking for lobbies. You can see on Twitter, if you follow me on Twitter, I was asking for lobbies because I would like to play with friends and I would like to host tournaments on this game. But the whole ranked thing, like, I get it. It gives you more of a reason to play. But at the same time, saying that it's a flop, it's going to be a failure, it's trash because it had some bugs on day one. What video game doesn't launch with bugs anymore? Very, very rarely. Very rarely. And you guys completely take away that they added all these games, perfect ports of all of these video games, on top of adding, you can use the cheat menu right away without actually entering cheats. One button fatalities. Uh, every single game has a training mode, so you can learn combos. Well, only the arcade versions have training modes, but still. And fatality training. Um, and then they added rollback netcode online. Granted, the online kind of sucked at first, but now it's way better in just a couple of days. 100% it deserves some criticism, but going overboard and saying, digital eclipse is trash and this game is going to flop and all this, it's just it's like at this point it's like Mortal Kombat can't catch a break. I mean, the whole art book disaster using AI, the HBO thing for Mortal Kombat 1 was a huge disaster. Ed Boon said that last patch we got was more than likely not the final patch, but yet here we are with no patch for MK1 still. And, we don't know the future of Mortal Kombat, of NetherRealm games. We don't know. It's just, Mortal Kombat's kind of in a rough spot right now, but this game, back on track. It's so cool going back and basically reliving your childhood. And if you haven't experienced the old Mortal Kombat games, now's your chance. Granted, some of these games haven't aged well, like Mortal Kombat and Mortal Kombat 2, but Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, they have the WaveNet version of Mortal Kombat 3, of Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. If you guys don't know what this game is, it was the very first time fans patched Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 and added an online mode way back in the day on PC. This was a very, very sought after version of Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 that was basically got shut down early and never actually officially released. But now here it is. It's patched. They patched Noob Saibot. They patched a couple other characters, broken characters. And Mortal Kombat Trilogy, which is recognized as one of the best Mortal Kombat games of all time, has a training mode, fun combos. Mortal Kombat 4 is still fun. And now we all get to experience this all again, wrapped up in one package. If you want to load up the Sega Genesis version of Mortal Kombat, granted it hasn't aged well, but just listen to this music. Hang on, let me turn it up for you guys. I hope you guys can hear it. Like, this is just so nostalgic, and it's cool that they added like an actual like old school TV border as part of the presentation. And then guess what? You can turn that off. You can turn all this off. You can make it full screen, wide, take the filters off. I mean, it's just so cool to go back and look at this game. Like I played this as a kid. You go back and you're like, "Wow, look how far Mortal Kombat has come." Like look at this. It makes you appreciate the newer games so much more. Like it's just so cool. And then you can go right to the arcade version of Mortal Kombat. And actually look, it has the arcade like layout, which is just so cool to me. It looks so nostalgic, but then again, I'll keep it on for you guys this time. And then you can see the massive downgrade of the arcade version from the to the Genesis version. And then the Super Nintendo version has the infamous sweat instead of the blood. I mean, the sound is way better. Oh yeah. Like this is just so cool. And then like I said, you can turn it off when the nostalgia wears off and just, turn everything off. And there you go. But anyway, just a little glimpse at it, and it's just and they actually, especially on Xbox and PC, I didn't notice any input lag. I've seen so many people complaining about input lag. I just didn't see it. I didn't notice it. When I got on PlayStation, I will admit I noticed it pretty heavily. But on Xbox, I just didn't notice the input lag. I thought everybody was crazy. But then everyone figured out that it seemed to be a PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5 problem. And it sucked. It did. It sucked, that it launched like that, but at the same time they fixed it so quickly. And if you already written the game off because of the bad reviews or whatever, because everyone's saying input lag, I beg you to give it another shot. All the patches have made it so much better. The online mode is better. The input lag is much better. A lot of the audio issues were fixed. Patches are rolling out very, very consistently, almost every day, almost. And the iconic music, everything is the same too. So the Mortal Kombat 2 AI is notoriously hard, very, very difficult, and it's the same in this game. It's a perfect port of the Mortal Kombat 2 arcade version with the same AI. Fatalities are the same. The audio is the same. All the glitches are the same. Like glitches and bugs that were in the arcade are actually in this version, which some people are probably like, "Oh, that's so stupid," but it's kind of like nostalgic. It's just really cool that they kept it so true to the original game. But on top of that, they added all these new things like a training mode. You can choose what stage you want to fight on. So you pick your character. It has their moves on the back. Sub Zero got his new ground freeze. And then, I don't know if this. No, this game doesn't do it. Because there's no combos. But you have a whole training mode now to learn combos and stuff. I mean, Mortal Kombat 2 has some combos, but nothing like, Mortal Kombat 3. But listen, look into that. Look into the music. Look at the original game, like Mortal Kombat 2. The original sound. It's just so nostalgic. It's so cool that we are able to get this collection of games that were actually kind of a pain in the ass to play. You can find emulators online and stuff like that, but uh, to actually get like this game the way it is now on your home console, easy to access, get right into it with modernized stuff like a training mode and all that. It's so cool to me. Like I truly, truly enjoy this game. Give me 1 second, guys. Sorry, I was getting a phone call, making sure it wasn't an emergency. But anyway, despite all the problems that are being fixed as we, speak, and you can change the controls. So I hate the old school controls. The block's not R2. Um, so you can change it. Make block R2. So much simpler. Like, this is just, in my opinion, this is just really cool. I've been having a ton of fun with it. Been playing a lot, creating videos for you guys. I still have more fatality reactions coming up, but like, let me show you what they added pretty quickly. So, hmm. I love the music on this stage, so I'm gonna pick this stage. They added this. People were complaining about it pretty fast. So look, you still have your special moves on here. Um, but then they added so where you can see your combos. Oops. That's a hard to do combo. But they added so you can see the combos on there so you can practice, these combos that I actually remember. I can't believe I remember that. That's crazy. But it's just so cool that they modernized the game like this. So now you don't have to just, do versus hook up a second controller and keep, having to redo matches over and over trying to learn combos and stuff. Now you have a whole training mode to learn this stuff with options. You can fight the AI and it's just um so there's literally like training options where you can make the AI, you can record stuff so you can practice your anti-airs and stuff like that. You can record the AI to jump at you. These modern changes are like so awesome to a classic game. So, in the online, I played a little bit on Xbox. The online's like much better. So I tried when it first launched to see if the issues were as bad as everybody's saying, and I'm not gonna lie, they were pretty bad. The audio issues were really bad and stuff, but they fixed it so quickly. And so everyone hating on them, I believe that they should also be praising Digital Eclipse for fixing it so quickly. I mean, it's just, and this is another thing. I feel like all the negative stuff that it got. Okay, so everyone who plays online, right? Everyone who wants the online modes to try hard and stuff like that, they were super pissed off. But the people that got the game for nostalgia reasons and to play offline and stuff, they loved it. They love it. So it's a weird like thing going on right now. But if this affects the sales, many times the developers of this game, Digital Eclipse, they said that if this collection does good and WB sees good numbers, that they might try to do a 3D era collection with Deadly Alliance, Deception, Armageddon, uh, maybe even Mortal Kombat Unchained, which was Deception on PSP, and Mortal Kombat 9 on the PSP Vita and stuff like that. And then they even tease that maybe even Mortal Kombat 9 with rollback netcode would be in the works. And so I don't want to be like, oh, just blindly support the game just so on the off chance that we get a 3D era collection. I'm not saying that, but give the game another chance. All the problems they fixed so fast. There's still some issues, but they're fixing them so quickly. And I feel like the issues are not even that bad anymore. Give it another chance. See if you like it. See if you enjoy it. Make an opinion for yourself. If people acting like it's the most busted, broken, worthless game, Skyrim had more bugs than this game does, and it's recognized as one of the greatest games of all time. So why are we being so harsh with this game when they're fixing it so quickly? But then there's games that we let get away that people will sit there and say, oh, it's one of the greatest games ever made. Even to this day, Skyrim has a ton of bugs. Fallout New Vegas has a lot of bugs and glitches. And people say it's one of the best games ever. So, come on. Why is everything the end of the world? Oh, it has a few bugs. It's a flop. It's a massive disappointment. It's trash. Oh, get my refund. Don't buy this game. Blah, blah. Come on, people. Every game launches with bugs now. To be fair, if it was game breaking bugs, like if this game was absolutely unplayable, offline, online, everything was just busted, broken, they were taking forever to fix it, I would be with you guys 100%. I'd be like, boycott this game. It's trash. If we don't get the 3D Era collection, oh well, because if they make it, it's going to be terrible. But that was not even my first impressions. When I was playing it, when it first came out on Xbox, I didn't notice any issues. I was just sitting there playing with my friend, showing him some stuff, just having a great time. And then I see all these people posting negative stuff, and I was like, input lag? I'm not even noticing it. Come to find out that it's worse on PlayStation. And then the online, I tried it, and I was like, oh yeah, that's pretty bad. But Digital Eclipse is literally on Twitter. Oh, we're going to fix it. We're going to fix it, right away. And they did. You try it now, it's way better. Way better. And they added lobbies already. People were sitting there saying that it was going to be weeks or months. They put it in within a week. So give the game another chance. Because think about it. if this game does good, which I do think the sales are probably pretty decent because it's a Mortal Kombat game. But if it does good, we are going to get possibly one of the most requested collections in video game history with the 3D era games, with rollback netcode, and the possibility that MK9 will be part of that, or Mortal Kombat 2011, whatever you guys call it. I call it MK9. I think most Mortal Kombat fans call it MK9. That's MK9 is recognized as one of the best Mortal Kombat games ever made, and there's a possibility we can get it with rollback netcode. Come on, like it is not that bad. It's really not. I'm not just saying that. And before some people try to call me a shill, I don't get paid for this. I don't even have 500 subscribers on my channel yet. You think I got invited? I didn't get an early access code. I had to buy the game. I truly didn't realize all these problems because I feel like the problems were over exaggerated a bit. Besides the online audio issues and the input lag online only that they fixed very quickly, the issues were not that bad. I didn't even notice them. I didn't notice any input lag. I didn't have any issues playing all these games. I went through all of them just fucking around, show my friend, like, oh my gosh, look at this. Do you remember this? Like, this is crazy. For hours and hours, I was just enjoying myself. So, like, and then so many people are jumping on the Mortal Kombat hate, and then they haven't even played the game. And one thing goes wrong, and oh, this game's trash. It's terrible. It's a flop. It's a massive flop. Like, come on. Did we forget video games are made to be fun? Did we forget that? Does it have to be super mega try hard, needs ranked? If it doesn't have ranked, it's fucking worthless. Like, come on, people. I love ranked. That's one of my biggest complaints about Mortal Kombat, 11 and Mortal Kombat 1 is that I want them to completely redo ranked. But these classic games, it's just for us to go back and, play casually, basically. Maybe host some community tournaments every once in a while, but like, but most of us knew that this wasn't going to be have some massive online player base because they're the older games. You would have to grow. I feel like you have to grow up with them to truly enjoy them. And then, I mean, maybe there's probably some people out there that didn't grow up with these that are going to find enjoyment in it. But, I mean, let's be honest, we're not going to be holding, you know, $200,000 Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection tournaments. Like, it's just not going to happen. I do believe leaderboards would go a long way into the like crisis of like people wanting a ranked mode. I'm not gonna lie, a ranked mode would be cool, but it's not do or die for me. I mean, everyone has a different opinion though. I truly believe that a lot of the criticisms were overblown. They made it seem like it was completely unplayable. The online, I will admit, was pretty bad to play for the first couple days, but they fixed it so quickly. So now what do they have to say about this game? They fixed it quickly, so are you going to go back and be like, actually, they fixed it and the game is really good? Like, no, they won't. They never do. But this is my honest review. It's awesome. I love this game. Going back and playing all the old Mortal Kombats, seeing stuff like there's stuff in every single game almost that's still in Mortal Kombat today. The way moves are and stuff like that. Certain kicks, certain punches, you're like, oh wow, they put that in Mortal Kombat 1 almost, over 20 years later. Like, that's a cool little detail. And just revisiting the old school fatalities, all the old ridiculous broken combos in Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 and Trilogy and Mortal Kombat 4. even revisiting the trash game that is Special Forces and Sub-Zero Mythologies. It's just like wow, like me and my friend were dying of laughter because I he's never played uh, Sub-Zero Mythologies before. So I was like, "Oh, you're in for a treat. You have to play this game." And he starts playing it, and I made him play on classic, no modern controls, and he was getting so frustrated. Oh my god! And it was just hilarious because that's his first time experiencing why the Mortal Kombat community talks so much shit about this game. But then we turned modern controls on, and it felt so much better to play. It's still not great, but the story alone with the modern controls makes it bearable. Which I will be doing a playthrough of this and Special Forces. The Game Boy games. I'm not gonna lie, they're kind of funny to like mess around with your friends or something. But like overall, they're pretty bad. Like they're not great. They're not even like really fun. Even the Deadly Alliance ones are kind of meh. But I mean, I feel like we should enjoy this game. Anyway, I think we should enjoy this game. Be thankful that we can now play all of these classic games with rollback netcode online. Go back and play versus with your friends. Go through the arcade. Do the fatality trainer and on the fatality trainer you can turn it to one button fatalities just so you can go through and see all the fatalities, the old school ones, and that includes babalities, friendships, animalities, and brutalities. The documentary, I didn't even go over that yet. The documentary is so cool. It's very in depth, very detailed, very fun to go through watching all these people talk about the history of Mortal Kombat. It's awesome. The music player is cool. You get to go back and basically play whatever games you want to play or music you want to play. You can set your favorites and stuff, and it's just so cool. You can even look at characters' bios and stuff. It's so much fun. Look at this. All this stuff. I believe that it deserves another chance. I truly do. They even said, I think they said that they were going to try to add some sort of ranked mode, be it leaderboards or whatever. And they're already adding everything else so quickly, so who's to say they won't add that quickly? And then what is there to complain about? And I'm telling you right now, some of these games, they're busted. Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 is busted. Mortal Kombat Trilogy is busted. Mortal Kombat 4 is busted. Even Mortal Kombat 2 has some busted stuff in it. The AI is gonna. So I remember when I was younger, I found out, I think through like a magazine, I want to say, the trick into beating the Mortal Kombat 2 AI. But if you don't know that exploit, you're going to have a very rough time. Even the top Mortal Kombat 2 players, the people that, continue to this day play the game, say that it is so incredibly difficult to beat the game without exploits. Some say it's even damn near impossible. Um, but yeah, the Mortal Kombat 2 AI is going to make you guys just so angry unless you know the exploit. Even with the exploit, just like so, not only does the AI read your inputs, but they can do things that you can't. Like they can throw you mid animation of attack. So if you go for an uppercut, they can grab you and throw you out of it. You can't do that to the AI. You can't even do that to another human, but they can do it to you. But it's just so cool going back and being like, man, I remember playing Mortal Kombat 2 on the Sega Genesis. I remember playing it in the arcade. I remember playing it on the Super Nintendo with the sweat instead of the blood, which was so ridiculous. It just brings back a lot of memories. It's still so fun, especially these games with like real combos. They're so fun. So fun. I'll be posting a lot more content for you guys. I still got the trilogy and MK4 fatalities to go over with you guys. I'm going to be doing playthroughs of basically all the games, going to be live streaming it and also recording it at the same time. But anyway, my honest review of the game, and this is just truly how I feel. It's fun. I'm having a great time with it. The online, I tested it on PlayStation and Xbox a little bit. I haven't played a ton online yet, but I played a little bit. And PS5, you can still feel there's a little bit of input lag. It's definitely not as bad as it was. Xbox, I just don't really notice any input lag unless the connection's really bad. I also know on Steam, people had trouble even finding a match, but I believe they fixed that today. And people said that they've been finding matches way easier. Um, if you've never played the old Mortal Kombat's, I highly suggest this. It and if you have played it when you were a kid, again, I highly suggest this to go back and revisit your childhood. And some of you might have only had the Sega Genesis version or the Super Nintendo version. Now's your chance to go back and play these ones, or maybe you never got to play the arcade versions. Now's your chance to go and test them out. See what all the, hubbub was about. This game is so cool to have all these classic games and folded up into one package. And now there's a good chance that we can get the 3D era games, Deception, Deadly Alliance, Armageddon. That means we can probably play Chess Combat online. We can play Mortal Kombat Deception and Armageddon and stuff online with rollback netcode. And there's a chance that we get MK9, probably the most requested, besides maybe Shaolin Monks. Oh, that's another game. They'll add Shaolin Monks to the 3D era collection. We can play Shaolin Monks online co-op. Like, come on. If that's not enough to sell you, I don't know what else will. The game is really, like I said, I'm not trying to downplay people's criticisms and complaints. I just didn't notice any. I didn't until I went online. Then I was like, oh yeah, that's pretty bad. But then they fixed it so quick. So maybe just a little bit, people are overreacting just a little bit, in my opinion. I do believe that you should give them constructive criticism. Be like, hey, the game would last so much longer if you had it ranked. Hey, you know, this crashes the game or something, and have them fix it. But to just be like, you find one problem and you're like, oh, this is unacceptable trash. This game's a flop, and you just go on and on, like just negative, calling the devs names, saying they're incompetent and all this shit. Like, come on, what does that accomplish? Especially when Digital Clips, like, they put so much effort into this. This probably took so long to get exact ports of all of these video games. So maybe they deserve a little bit of slack. And let's just wait and see. Like, maybe they'll add ranked, and then, if they add ranked and people aren't on there grinding it after the fit they threw of no ranked being in at launch, I'll be pissed. People made such a huge big deal about it, but then if they actually go and add a ranked and nobody, like, all those people don't go and play it, that'd be pretty fucked up. I don't think. I think people just don't understand. They're not thinking like NetherRealm, right? Like, oh, we got to make a hardcore fighting game with pros in mind. They're not thinking that. They're like, hey, Mortal Kombat's a very storied franchise. Let's bring the classic games, into one collection and let fans play. They're not thinking of tournaments and pro players and a ranked mode. They just weren't. People can sit there and say, "Oh, that's a basic for any game in 2025." These games were made in the fucking 90s and early 2000s. They just weren't thinking of that. They were thinking of preserving the Mortal Kombat games, and they did a fantastic job at that. But now they're sitting there saying, "Hey, we will add these things." So I think they deserve a little credit for that. Anyway, I would give this collection now with all the patches, I would give it like an 8 out of 10. Maybe actually I'd give it a 9 out of 10 because I'm enjoying it so much. I'm really really enjoying it. I think this is a 9 out of 10 game. Before the patches, I would probably say, depending on what system you're playing, probably 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10, something like that. Because, like I said, you could have just been playing offline, practicing, waiting for them to fix it, which they fixed it very fast. So, like, then you can jump online and play again. And I also think another unfortunate thing is Digital Eclipse got a lot of this because of what happened with Mortal Kombat 1. I think Mortal Kombat fans are pretty jaded right now. So when this game was missing lobbies and, had some issues online, I believe it was combined with the fact that we still haven't gotten our promised new patch for Mortal Kombat 1. Mortal Kombat 1 support ended early. The huge disaster that was HBO, Mortal Kombat 1 on HBO, Final Combat on HBO. And then the art book, like I said, if you guys don't know, WB tried to sell a Mortal Kombat art book with AI images on it. It was really bad. I believe all those things combined are making people just blow up on Digital Eclipse. I truly believe that. I do 100% agree that a lot of these should have been in at launch, but with how fast they're fixing it and adding it, I can forgive them. I really can. Um, there's so much to explore here. So many characters, so many games. Just good, cheesy fun on some of these games. But then just flat out good games like Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, the WaveNet version, Trilogy, MK4. Um, yeah, I believe that it's a little overhated, and I believe it deserves a second chance. So if you're on the fence, I say go for it, especially now that they fixed a lot of this stuff. If you're an offline fan, for sure, go ahead and buy it. If you're an online fan, they fixed it. And so I would say go ahead and grab it. It's so fun. It's so cool. The documentary is really fun and takes a good long while. I want to say like 3 or 4 hours to get through the whole documentary. It's actually pretty good, I feel like. These are all the games that you can play online, including the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis versions. That's actually really cool. Um, Make sure you put input lag on 1. But yeah, um, so my review of the game is that it's really good in my opinion. I've been having a ton of fun. Try to have fun with it. If you only have fun playing online, like I said, they made a lot of good changes to it, so you'll probably have fun on it. But as a Mortal Kombat fan, you will truly enjoy this game. I really believe that. All the modernized stuff, like if you already have these games on like Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, don't think, "Oh, I already own these games." They modernized it with like a training mode and like one button fatalities, easy. They have cheat menus built right into the game that you can toggle on or off. It's just, it's a lot of fun. I would give it a chance. Um, if you want to support them, so maybe we'll finally get a 3D Era collection. That's another bonus, in my opinion. But anyway, I really love the game. I believe that it's a little bit overhated. I don't want to say the criticism's unwarranted. I get it. I get the frustration. But I also believe that maybe you guys should take a little bit of step back and realize maybe we're letting our anger on MK1 and MK11 spill onto these guys. And, I mean, besides WB deserves all the hate. I'll tell you that right now. Hate on them all day. You know damn well they forced this game early. They forced Mortal Kombat 1 early. They forced the support for that game to end early. They forced the support for MK11 to end early. You know, it's just WB deserves all the hate. They deserve to be going out of business and have to sell. They deserve it. I'll stand by that. I don't care if the WB CEO sees this video. They deserve it. 100%. But I think Digital Eclipse needs a little bit of slack. I truly believe that. They definitely put a lot of love into this game, and you can tell. Especially with how fast they're fixing it. Anyway, a little bit of ranting, but my review of this game is it's just good. It's great. I would give it another shot easily. If you bought it on day one, and there were some rough problems for it, they fixed it, and it's a lot better now. Anyway, more content coming for you guys. Still got the fatalities videos coming for you guys. Gonna finish that up, and then I'm gonna do some playthroughs of most of the games. I don't know if I'm gonna do the Game Boy ones. I might show them a little bit, but I really don't want to play those a lot. But anyway, if you liked this video, please give a like and subscribe. I'm very close to 500 subscribers, and I will see you all in the next one.